Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so I'm going to continue on with doing some work on my character right here, Inosuke, from one of my favorite animes. Dang it, I was hoping this would be a little darker. Let me see if I can make it a little darker. I'm trying to do his skin tone, his shadows. Let me make it a little darker. Add a little. I'm using our Teza 3D fabric paint thingies. And it was funny when I was looking at this when I was buying it. I'm like, these are tiny. My God, you know, I do big shirts. I do big jackets. You know, and this stuff is not too bad. It's lasted me a bit. You know, I didn't realize a little bit goes a long way. So I am not unhappy with the purchase, and I'm not quite at the color I need to be, but I think I'll live. Let's see. A lot of this, some of the additional details I added while I was riding the bus, with fabric markers and fabric pens. Yeah, I was really excited to go ahead and use those. Some of these pens that I had picked up, they are pretty much obsolete, and they're the only place I can find them now is like on eBay and stuff like that, Amazon. So yeah, I'm gonna use them until I can't use them no more, and that's where I got these black lines here. They're from the Pentel fabric pens, gel pens. They're pretty good. I love how they're dark. They come out dark, they stay dark. Freaking amazing. I don't know why they stopped making them. Maybe because they run out so damn soon. I think they're basically were supposed to be used for just like marking on labels or something like that. Nothing as hardcore as like what I do. Let's see. Hardcore. Let me put this here. I would have finished him a little bit further while I was riding on the bus, but I didn't have the right colors, and then I found that some of my markers were, hey, he doesn't have any. Here, hold up. I'll show you the source image I was looking at. The man has no nipples. Seriously. I think it's an anime thing. It's like, I don't know. No nipples. And but he's hot on any other time. Hold up. Let me see if I can show you the source image. Let me slip this over to desktop. No nipples. It has no nipples. I don't know why. Even Disney characters, some of them don't have nipples. It's like, come on. You know what? I think the next person I do is going to have nipples. They should have nipples. Nipples for all. Okay, I'm going to have a hard time trying to match up what this one particular, like his mask. It's kind of got this like off tan color, and I'm not sure if I can recreate it. So I'm just going to try to get as best I can. I mean, I love how stuff turns out on black, but it's such a pain in the buns to overcome the color. Why couldn't I find a white hoodie? Okay, this still isn't the color. Let's see. It's kind of like a, I don't know if it's green. It's like a beige. And I don't think I have anything that even resembles beige. Let me see if I can get this to come beigey. Be beigey. You know you want to. see, still not quite there. Let me see if I can find a, maybe if I add a little blue to it. I doubt it. It'll probably turn out green, which is kind of what I need. Just mixing a little color up on one of these little pieces of paper. Wait, maybe that might end up getting to that tone. Let me see. Throw a little bit more this. But yeah, as I was drawing on the bus, I was really hoping that I had all the colors that I needed, and I took a shit ton of markers with me. Let's see, what other colors? Brown. I need like the ugliest brown that I possibly have. Maybe throw a little bit more yellow in there. Maybe this will turn a little bit green. Let me try a little bit of this. Otherwise, I think I'll just go yellow. I just can't. I don't think I can make this color. Damn you, anime! Making it hard. Okay. Congratulations, Kim. You just made green. And maybe if I throw a little bit of white. Yeah, this dramatic music. Can she make that color? Can she make that color? Probably not, but she'll try. Holy crap, I'm coming close. I think I made the color. I think I made the color. I made the color close enough. Yes, close enough for government work. Good enough for government work. See, I don't mind going back over some of this part here. Soke! Yeah, I was really disappointed. I had recently bought, I want to say, back in May, I had bought some fabric markers from Michaels, and they were dried the hell out. I was so sad. I was like, really? Just paid like 30 bucks for these things. I saved all my little Michaels gift cards from birthdays and holidays. And they're doo-doo. Not only were they this weird tip, I think they're like chisel tipped or something like that, which I hate. I hate chisel tips. I'm sure they have their moments, but yeah, for me, I don't care for the chisel tip. Oh yeah, put your fingers right on that color. Yeah, next time I need to look for like their expiration or manufacture date. That way I don't get taken again. Let's see. I need to make this color a little darker. I don't have gray. I'm going to try a smidgen of black. I hate using black. Because it just becomes really overwhelming and a little bit goes a long freaking way. Okay, as I babble. Let me bring this down closer. It really get up all up in that junk. Okay, so I just need a darker version. Let's see if we add a little bit of this flesh tone here. I think that'll work. Delightfully ugly color. And I think I want to extend his body a little bit, because in the picture he's kind of tilted at an angle, and I got him kind of straight up and down. Let's see. Luckily we use the same color tone here in the shadows. Take a little bit this. And then under his eyes. Okay, we've got to make a little bit more. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. The glitter is calling my name. I hear glitter calling my name. I want to make a shirt with some glitter on it. And I'm trying to think of a theme that I could use to make that happen. Just a little bit of blue. I don't know why I'm mixing up all this. Well, let's see. Okay. Let's make this oogly cooler. I'm just surprised I was able to make it the first time. And we had a little bit of this in there. And then I need to throw a little bit of, well, I think that might be okay. It's a little browner than I want. Let's see, we'll throw a little bit of yellow. This ochre. A little bit green. Maybe I should do guts. It's like, congratulations, you got your Casca back. But yeah. Let's see, this color goes all the way underneath his nose here. And you know, I don't think this color is used anywhere else. Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, so he looks like he's about to challenge us. I think that's more of what I was going for. We'll just kind of layer this since it's a slightly different color than the original here. It will kind of extend it out a bit. A little darker underneath his chin, or rather snout. Alright, good enough for government work. Alright, so I'm going to heat this up, let this dry, and then work on, I guess I can work on his swords, or go downwards and work on his pants. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so move my keyboard a bit. Alright, I'm going to switch back to, let me see, wait a minute, let me see if I can get a little bit, let's see if I can put a lighter tone on here of the skin. Let's see, do I already have some made up? Okay, enough whining. Continue. Alright, cleaning the brush. take a little bit of this acrylic. And I'm just going to make a lighter skin tone. You know what? Why am I doing all that when there's light peach here? Let's see. Well, since we've already used this, we'll just mix that up with that and a little bit of white. Yeah, I hope you're happy, Ian. There's no Control Z on this. There's no undo button. So, whatever it is, it is. Now, I was thinking about other things that I could possibly use in the sleeve to protect it when I paint. You know, that way I could just kind of go up and down instead of having to shift whatever's inside of it. Thinking that anything with a cylinder, maybe not toilet paper, what is it called? A roll of you know, one of those empty rolls of paper towels. I might have been able to use something like that. I'm going to put a little bit of this on top of here just to kind of bring out the shadows. Now it's funny that it looks really rough, but when you're like wearing it and stuff, it looks freaking awesome. See, that's a little, it's like you're wearing a painting. I lost my shadow there. Let's see. He's going to need a little bit of shadow here. And I need to fix his skin here. We'll put the lighter part on top. And then clean that up a bit. A little bit of the darker tone under here, since it's kind of like in the shadow. Don't you dare dry out. Not yet. I'm not done yet. I need a little bit darker tone. There we go. Use a little bit of this brown. Come out, you. There you are. And since I've got some paint already on here, it'll just kind of mix in. And what I do to one area, I need to do to another. Let's see, so this is like the darker area. Put a little bit of that here. Just a little darker. There we go. Try to smooth some of this out a bit. And you know, Tatted Hearts, I did not even think of the nipples until you brought it up. I really didn't. It's not that kind of anime. Bring it a little darker. I'm coming for you. All right. Okay, so I'm about to turn off my sound, and then I'm going to apply some heat. I'll be right back. Oh, everything wants to fall. I'm trying to figure out who just sent me a message. I wonder if my son needs something. Oh, he did send me something. What? What? What the hell is that? Alrighty. Okay, to the heat. Alrighty, there it is. Okay, so I'm just making sure everybody's good and dry before I move on to the eyes. Now, usually I would use my fabric markers instead of paint because usually the tips are much smaller. And if I can just find the colors. Okay, I see two blues that I could possibly use. Here's this blue, and this the blue right here. Okay. And it looks like right here where the eyes are, it looks like I need to use like another bit of that dark tone, but a little bit darker. So we'll mix that up a little bit and get that in there. Well, I'll do the pencils first, the markers first. Okay, it's really light around the edges. And it doesn't look like it wants to let me in. Okay, fine. Let's see, where's my other paintbrushes? Because I think this one is going to be too fat. I might have to go back into the living room and see if I've got them in there. Let me see how small I can get this thing. I might be able to make this work. Famous last words. Mix up some blue and a little bit of white. just gonna tap it a little bit in there. And then use a little bit of the darker blue on the inside. Tap a little bit of the white around the edge here. This is really super light blue. And it's really funny, the eyes are really wall-eyed, where it's like one eye's looking in one direction and the other direction. And it just adds to his crazed look. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright, so I'm going to heat this up again, and I shall be back. Alright, so these are the gel pens. I was like talking to myself there for a second. I totally forgot that I put myself on mute. Yeah, these pens are effing fabulous. Look at how black it just comes out. The only thing is they die really freaking fast. Like ungodly fast. And they're pretty much obsolete. Okay. And then he's got like little dots in his eyes just to symbolize that they're pupils. Makes a really great outliner. And so I don't worry so much about the edges because this gel pen here will like take care of them. And I'll go just like a little bit in just to smooth out that edge. And you see how it's kind of jagged around the edges of this arm here. See, another one of my favorite animes was Blue Exorcist. And I'm wondering if I want to do that one. I have so many that I like. There was another one that I'm trying to remember the name. It's like two guys, one of them is deaf, and they're like almost like assassins. One's like kind of like a gigolo turn fighter slash thing. I don't know if I can remember the name. I definitely want to draw those characters. The deaf one was pretty awesome. I like how they did, I guess, sign language in the anime. It was pretty awesome. Alright. Okay, so his ears are kind of like a bluish gray, this fur here. And the gray that I was going to use, which would have been perfect because it's like a bluish gray, was dry. David, oh, can't win. Okay. Let's see, the swords are pretty thin. I think I'm going to put this back on my, what do you call it? Words are hard on Tuesday. My apologies. My hoops when I do the swords. But I think I think I got time, cuz, to do the pants. Got time, cuz. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to match the colors perfectly. Let me bring this down. We'll let the stuff up there dry. And what I want to do is come back around with the black pen and just outline this again. Define the bottom of his mask. Let's see, I think I can get away with that. And I just want to vary the lines and the jags. Give it a few areas where it looks like it's hanging over. I know, I want to do Geen Saga. I want to draw Geen. So sexy panther guy, or leopard-headed guy. Let's see. So some of these kind of look like shadows, is what I want to kind of accomplish. There we go. All right. And then I'll just make these a little darker. I think I lost his, see, here's where his shoulder would be. There's his bicep. I almost lost you, Mr. Bicep. Alright, so like some of this fine tuning I can do while I'm on the bus, you know, being jostled about. Alright. Alright, not bad. Okay, so if I do some myself. Okay, so this part here, this is all pants. It's all fur until I get to his feet down here. And bring this up so you can see the entire thing. There we go. Well, at least a good portion of it. There we go. Alright. So this is all kind of like dark. Dark. And then we get to his feet. And this is about where the blue kind of ends. He's wearing some sandals. His feet aren't that long. Let me see, about right here is where his heel is. So all that I gotta paint black. He's got this baggy pants. I'm afraid it's not as baggy as I need them to be. Okay, let's see. This is Brilliant Blue of Fabric Art, Folk Art Fabric paint. Let's see. Yeah, this one needs to be heat set. Yeah, you wait 24 hours after you apply it, and then you have to heat set it. Okay, we'll put it in one of these bad boys. Okay, this looks like it's a little bit more purple than blue. Oh, it's kind of blue. Let's see. I need to dull it up a bit, so I'm going to toss a little bit of black. I like using, what's it called? Complementary colors. More than I like using black. Black kind of muddies things up a bit, but I do need to butch up this blue a bit. Come on, just a drop. Okay, bump it. Give me. It's like waiting for ketchup to come. Okay, there we go. Just a hint of blue and black to get a hint of black with the blue. All right. Let's mix it, baby, like we did last summer. Let's mix again, like we did last year. Let's see, we'll throw a little bit of this light blue in there too. Kind of defeat the purpose. Let's just change the blue up a bit. There we go. There we go. Interesting blue. And then when I'm ready to do the shadows, yeah, that's decent blue. When I'm ready to do the shadows, I'll add a little bit more black to it, and we'll add the shadows in. This calls for a bigger brush, at least in this area. And I'll need to use the blue with the black down there. Let's see. Let's see if I can get away with using my... Oh. Yes. Oops, a little too wet. Squeeze the sponge. Okay. It's been sitting in water, naughty. Okay. And I'll do one side at a time, maybe. Let's see, I can only get up to here. Let me see if I can bring this over a bit. There we go. This blue is very light compared to the blue that I'm seeing. Let's see. Haven't used this blue in a while. Okay, get all the rubber. Okay, let's twist again, like we did last year. Yes. Yep. We'll do this in layers as well. Let's go ahead and get the first layer down. I'm not so worried about the fur here. It needs to kind of be randomized. Now this part here was done with fabric marker, and I'll show those guys when I need to come back and do some touch-ups. I don't want to get too far away from this one, so just make sure that this is all nice and flat. Not that it matters, because once I apply the heat, it's going to bubble up, but that's okay. I want to kind of give him a little bit more bagginess to his pants here. Okay. I'm going to apply a little heat. So we're going to be all about the music right now. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of black just to butch up the blue a bit. I'm just going to add a little bit of touches of it and then just kind of mix it in on the jacket itself. Just to get it a little darker. That's good. Alright. Add a little bit more blue. Bring this back over this way. When it comes to doing sleeves, I use you know, a variety of tubular type items. I've used cans, I've used actual tubes, I've actually used a rolled up mat and just rolled it up, and when I let go it expanded and it gave me enough tension on here to do some painting. And again, I'm using like a lid to a Chinese takeout type of thing. So this is what I've got right now underneath the sleeve. You really don't want anything under here that's like, you could use cardboard if you choose, but what I like doing is keeping the painted area off the back of, you know, off my item here. Give myself enough tension so that air will circulate when I'm applying heat, or if I'm like air drying, it's not touching something, because if it's touching something and laying on something, it takes even longer to dry. And this paint doesn't take that long to dry, but when you're laying it on pretty thick, it takes a little bit. So we'll hasten it along with some of the heat. And I can still see some of the white, not that I'm helping by rubbing it off with the sponge. So I'm going to lay this on one more time. Okay, I keep rubbing it off. Okay. Like I should stroke and then stop and then stroke and then stop. Okay, back to the music. Okay, needed a little bit more blue. I could still see the white underneath, and I don't want that. I don't want that. Make it nice and thick. The folk art ones I bought online from Amazon, and they came in a set, like a big tub, and it's a good value. But again, you have to heat set it, which is essentially kind of what I'm doing, but not really. Okay, I'm gonna hit the heat one more time. All right. So the bottom part of his uh, pants here, it kind of has like a darker fur. This is definitely like a deeper, darker blue. I'm mixing the colors on the jacket itself. Um, and this is one of the ways that I can get like gradients and things like that going. I'd have like a wet area, and then I would just go ahead and add my colors while it's wet, and then just kind of blend them together. On the picture, it's pretty solid. Let's see, I don't want to use too much black, so I'm going to use the lid a bit. Let's put a drop in the lid. There we go. Okay, and I just kind of do my thing. Make it look like folds if I can. Now you guys don't have to see it sideways. If I'm really clever, I'll be able to turn this, but looks like I got my cord wrapped around this. Yeah, I won't be able to move it. It's pretty set. Yeah, I don't want to mess up my cord. Sorry about that. I was going to straighten it up so you guys can see it lengthwise. I'll have to still like muddle with it being the way it is right here, but we're in it together. Okay, so we'll both look at it sideways. Okay, let's see, maybe I can spin the picture. There we go. Okay. And I don't want it to be completely purely black, so I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it so it looks like a darker blue. All right, now we'll move on to once I dry it, I'm going to move on to the other side. All right. So now what I'm thinking about doing is adding a little bit of this light blue to some of the areas that are on top, just to give it a little bit of variation, to make it show that he's got some highlights. Let's see if this works for us. Cleaning my brush real quick. There we go. Just adding a little bit of this light tone. And that might make him pop a little bit too. Now, the actual colors that he has on him, it's more of like an off black, but to show up on this black, I don't want him to lose his pants. So I'm made it blue. Okay, and then in just some areas. This is at the very top here. I'm not going to put any on the bottom at all. Let's add this light tone. Maybe put a little bit right here. let the rest be the darker blue. Yeah, in virtually everything I do, I like having at least 3 colors. Um, you know, the highlight, the base tone, and the shadow, or mid-tone, and the shadow. Usually anime only has, or manga, whatnot, only have 2 colors, and maybe white. Um, but, you know, I gotta do me. Gotta do me. Okay, so I'm gonna heat this up so that the blue will dry. Do, 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 do. Okay, so part of the trick of not getting all the little balls and stuff like that on here, lay it on thick and then keep your hot air thing going, moving around, and keep it a little bit at a distance. That way it's not melting the the fabric paint. And then you can probably get away with not having as many little ballsies thingies on here. Less ballsy. So basically now all I have to do on here are his feet. And I think my fabric paint is already dry. The one that I already set out for it. Let's see. And I'll have to do that another time. It's about time for me to get going. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Here's where I am thus far on my Inosuke from Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yaiba. Or Demon Slayer. And I think tomorrow, or if I'm on the bus and I feel froggy, I'll go ahead and lay down the whites for the swords here, and maybe we'll tackle the dragon or start on his sister on the back. You know, I think in the future I would be, you know, pretty much focusing on like one area. I hate to do something on the back because it's like, you know what, I have a whole nother hoodie that I can do. Because if I put something on the back, I wear a backpack a lot, so nobody would even see the back. But I've got like a couple ideas. I want to do an Attack on Titan jacket. I want to do, gosh, there's so many things I want to do. But sticking with this one. Oh, and also for Inktober, I'm going to be drawing on another couple items. Instead of just putting everything on one jacket or shirt, I'm going to put it on like throughout. No, that's what I did last year. I put all the little categories on the shirt, and it was overwhelming to look at. And I'll even pull that out soon. But yeah, almost there on this guy. It took quite a few hours to get this far. About 2 or 3 hours to lay down the base, and then maybe 2 hours to lay down the white base, because I'm putting multiple layers down. And then it didn't take long to color him in after that. So if you can overcome, or if you can find paints that are thick enough to go on colored, deep dark colored fabric, you should be in better shape. I need to fix his arm here. But yeah, and then probably paint in some of the parts where I might have missed, or maybe make it thicker, things like that. Once it's got paint on it, you can actually see what's going on, and it's pretty easy just to go ahead and add some white paint and then go over it again, and then if your colors are still pretty fresh, you can use them again. I think I cut off a little too much of his body here, so I might want to thicken him up a bit. But yeah, this is my guy. So swords tomorrow, and feet, ears, nose, and toes, or whatever. And I'll be throwing some more detail onto the fur here, and I think I'll start the other hoodie either with his sister on the front, because she's so pretty, and she's got her robes as well. So anyway, I can only wear one at a time, or unless I'm froggy and want to wear the one around my waist, and I don't know, that defeats the purpose. But yeah, I'm going to come back around and maybe define some more of the shadows, the edges, things like that. If you want to see more of this, tune in tomorrow, or just if you haven't seen any of these, just go ahead and wait for the speed draw. There won't be any explanation. You got to get that in the live streams, or the streams here. And if you have any questions at all, you can either hop into the stream, or just go ahead and leave me a comment, and I usually get all my comments in my email, and I will respond. You guys have a great one, and thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.